Good afternoon, boys and girls, and welcome back to another math session. Within this session, we will be discussing the measures of center. The three measures of center we will discuss are mean, median, and mode. Recall, the mean is the average. To identify the average, you need to again add all the values within a data set and divide by however many numbers are within the data set itself. Next, the median. Align the numbers again from least to greatest and identify the middle number. Recall that if it's an even set of data, you have to, again, add the two middle numbers and find the mean average of the two middle to get the median of the entire data set. If there's an odd set of numbers, you only have one number in the middle. The mode is going to be the number that occurs the most often within the data set. Then you have to identify the best measure. You will pick the best measure that represents the data set as a whole. The majority of the data is around this possible number. And think of the term outlier when you're doing that. If you have an outlier within a data set, the mean is going to be affected the most. All right, let's look at this data set we do have here. This data set is fairly close in proximity, the values, except for we can't look at like 150. Those are like outliers within the original or all of the rest of the data set. So let's just go ahead and again identify all of the measures of center and then pick the best measure that best represents this data set. So I have already calculated the sum of this entire data set, which is 660. I also identified that we have an even set of numbers. That's going to tell me, that's for my median. That's going to give me an information that I need two numbers that will identify the middle. I will have to add them up and I will have to find an average to calculate my total median. All right, so let's go ahead and continue with finding the mean first, and then we'll go to the median. Okay, we're going to divide this by 6 because there are 6 total values. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. So we divide this by 6. We're going to get an outcome of 110 as a mean. Now we need to find the median. Again, already identified within these red parentheses. Those two numbers, we have to add them up. We're going to get 198 when we add those. We're going to divide that by 2. And this is an outcome of 99. All right, the last measure we need to identify is the mode. In this data set, which one of these values occurs the most often? 150 is the only data set within this data that occurs more than once. So our mode is 150. So now we have all the measures of center identified. We now need to select the best measure that best represents all of the data. All right, I'm going to exclude some that we shouldn't use. You should not use the mode. It is 150. 150 does not best represent all of these values within the data set because the mode actually is an outlier. It again lies outside of the majority of the data. It's, in a sense, it's kind of far out. It's kind of away from the majority of the data in numerical data. So the mode would be excluded. If we had a lot of numbers such as 150 repeated within this data set, then it's possible we would use 150. But we shouldn't be using it for this best measure for this data set. Now, let's go to the mean. The mean, let's just say where the mean would be. The mean would be approximately, let's say, right here. That's the mean. I'm going to write that, mean. Let's identify the median as 99. It would be approximately right here. Median as 99. Now, I informed you guys to use logical reasoning. The logic behind the mode, 150 is not the best representation. All of the numbers are not around 150. The median, which is possible the best measure, and we have the mean. Now, again, let's jump to the mean. It's 110. 110 will be roughly right here. So we're saying if we use the mean, 110 is represented again by the majority of the numbers are within 110. That is not a true statement. Because again, these two numbers, these outliers are going to affect the mean, in which they did. They brought the numbers up. All right, let's look at the median. The median is the appropriate measure here. 99 would be the best representation for this set of data. Why? Well, because if the median is here, there are 3 data values on this side. There are also 3 data values on this side if the median were 99. So the best representation of this data set should be the median, which is 99. Again, whenever you're determining the best measure, use some reasoning. One reasoning, is there an outlier? If there's an outlier, like we do have in this problem, these two 150s, it's going to skew the mean of 110. It's going to bring it up because it's much greater than the rest of the values over here. If you don't have an outlier, the reasoning may be the mean might be the best selection because you don't have an outlier that's going to bring the values up nor bring the average down. Next, median. We use a median in this case if outliers are present. Or you use the mode when you have a lot of data repeating itself within a data set. All right, so the best measure, I'm going to go ahead and write this for this set of data, should be using the median. Best represents this data set. All right, like always, I'll see you guys tomorrow. If you have further questions, please post it into the commenting section or just wait till tomorrow when we go over your homework. I wish you all a great night, and I'll see you tomorrow. Bye.